In our interactive topic, we're talking with the Keystone State Skinheads. They say media bias gives them a negative image. Others say they're a racist group that simply spreads hate.
Plus, Dave Kaharchik has your no-wait weather forecast.
WYOU News starts right now.
It's all about you. This is WYOU News.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us. I'm Candace Kelly.
And I'm Eric Shiner. Welcome to WYOU News, the region's only interactive newscast. Our topic tonight, an inside look at a skinhead group. According to reports, there are close to 900 hate groups in the United States. 33 of them are located right here in Pennsylvania. One of those organizations that appears on those lists is the Keystone State Skinheads. They say they're not a hate group. They have a strong and progressive movement towards curbing crime, drug abuse, and greed. They say they've been stereotyped in the media and made out to be villains. Others say they are a racist group that sets out to spread hate. Well, tonight, we'll hear their side of the story and hear about their activities in Pennsylvania. But first, we wanted to know what comes to mind when you hear the word skinhead. Here's what you had to say.
Neo-Nazi.
Why?
Everything I've always heard or saw about them, it's a neo-Nazi organization. They side with Hitler and his beliefs.
Ignorant.
Why is that?
Because they don't see the full, they don't know what they're taking an opinion on. They think they know, but they really don't.
First thing I would think of, somebody brought up skinhead, I would say somebody who's racist or Nazi or just generally promoting racist ideals.
They're a little misled in their own way, but they have their own way of living, and that's their the way they were brought up, and then they believe in that.
Tonight we're talking to a ranking member of the Keystone State Skinheads. We'll be discussing the controversies surrounding their group and how their organization operates. But first, it's time for news and weather with Candace and Dave.
It's all about you with WYOU Interactive.
Welcome back. Our interactive topic tonight, an inside look into a skinhead group. Our guest tonight, the Wilkes-Barre-Scranton Regional Director of the Keystone State Skinheads, Steve Smith. Thanks for being with us, Steve.
My pleasure.
Steve, let's start off. I know you say the media says it's a hate group. That's wrong. The media is manipulating the message. That's wrong. As a member of the media, I'm right here. Where are we going wrong? What's happening here?
Well, it's just the usual double standards and hypocrisy you see in the media, like you call a pro-white group a hate group or a white supremacist group and a racist. I just think those are labels they use to try to stifle debate. Like, if I make a good point, oh, you're just racist, you're just a white supremacist, your points don't mean anything. So as long as you're white and you make a good point about racial issues, you get slandered with labels.
So what's the organization about?
It's pretty much an organization, pretty much an advocacy organization for European Americans, we preserve our heritage and culture, which is mainly European American.
So how? What are the goals or the missions of the group?
Educate people, try to, go against what the media says, how we're, evil and racist, and, and you try to educate them. Say, look, that's not what we're about. We try to educate people. And
how do you go about this education?
People should be proud of their history, We got a strong history, and it's primarily European American. Our founding fathers like George Washington and Thomas Jefferson, they're getting thrown under the bus because they said they were racist back for their time, but they're the ones that founded this country.
Who's saying they're racist? Who's saying George Washington is racist?
The NAACP. They changed a few years ago in New Orleans. They changed a elementary school. It was George Washington Elementary School to Malcolm X Elementary School because they said George Washington was a racist. So we're selling out our birthright, and we're trying to change that. All
right, so you're going about and you're trying to get the word out as far as education. How? I mean, you have kiosks at the farmers market. How is this working?
Well, we just try to get out the message. We did the flyering, and then this past Saturday we went to the Cherry Blossom Festival and held our band on the side of the road and talk to people, interact, and say this, whatever you see on the media, that's not what we're about. I'm a family man, take my kid out, and we're just regular people. But everybody tries to demonize us.
You say you're trying to break the stereotypical image of the skinhead, the ones in the media. I'm going to take some questions here from Joe, who's emailed us. How do you stray from the talk show stereotypical white power Nazis of the 1980s? What makes Keystone State Skinheads different, in your opinion?
Oh, because we're not like them other groups that dress up in costumes, wear swastikas, and do salutes or wear Klan robes. We're just normal people. When you go out there and say, hey, this is what we're about.
But doesn't the name skinhead, I mean, that carries a connotation with it, Steve. Well, let's be honest, it does.
Yeah, I agree with you, it does, and we're trying to break that stereotype. the word skinhead. I know it's got a knee-jerk reaction, just the word skinhead. We're maybe banning about maybe changing the name, but you know, we came this far, and we're just trying to get our image and upgrade.
So you wouldn't consider changing the name? It wouldn't be the Keystone State Community Group?
As I said, that is a good point, and you know, something I could probably consider.
Something change the name. Connie's on the line. Connie, welcome to the show. Connie, hello. Connie?
Oh, Connie, I'm sorry.
Yes, you're Connie. What's your question tonight, Connie?
Yes, I would just like to know if they're not racist, how come there aren't any blacks or any Jewish in their organization?
Because we're primarily a pro-white organization, and not too many non-whites want to join a pro-white organization.
Would they be welcome if they did? I know you mentioned the NAACP. I could join if I wanted to.
True, but yeah, pro-white groups, we should be able to freedom of association, put in the Constitution. We should allow, you know, socialize with who we want to socialize with.
Well, that's certain, and everyone has the right to do so. But you say you're not a hate group. The group by itself seems a little exclusive in that regard.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
All right.
Yeah.
Well. You say you're not a hate group, Steve. This is from your own website bio. It says it talks about the beginnings of the organization. By November of 2002, with hate core legends, the Blue Eyed Devils, they started off a genre of music called hatecore, is how you associate the origins. Back in 2002, putting together a concert with them and other groups. Just by that association, doesn't that make you a hate group?
Well, hatecore is just a takeoff on hardcore. We're trying to take the media's connotation of hate and you're trying to twist it around and turn it into something else, you know.
What exactly?
So try to make it a pun out of it, I guess.
Okay, so hatecore music isn't about racism.
So some of the lyrics are pretty, you know.
The band that you're associating yourself with is called the Blue Eyed Devils.
Yeah, so some of the lyrics are pretty harsh, but you know, we're trying to evolve from that. You know, it's back in years, like sort of old school skin music.
All right, so as you try to evolve, what's happening now? I mean, you talk about educating, you talk about getting together. What are you doing? Are you
get away from the what do you call stereotypical, you know, white racialist? Is, you know, get away from the symbols, the robes, racial slurs. It does, because it didn't do any good. People don't listen to our message. You say you're out there yelling and doing racial slurs. So we're trying to get our message in a productive manner. You know, whites should not, you know, they should be proud of who they are. They don't have to be hateful to be proud of who you are. Because like an example, like if you didn't know who I was and I wore a Proud to Be White T-shirt, people would automatically think I'm a racist, pretty much, or at least distasteful. But if there's a black guy wearing a Proud to Be Black, or a Hispanic wearing Proud to Be Brown, or what have you, and so forth, they wouldn't think a second thought of
I think some people would. I think some people would all the way around. I don't think racism or bigotry knows a particular color. It can go all the way around. So I would disagree with you on that to a certain degree. But you're right. You know, people would say something. Let's talk about the flyering, because that's something that's been going on.
Okay.
I think we have a shot of one of the flyers here, and this again comes into the issue of whether or not a lot of people say it's a hate group. Part of it says it's time to stop the white flight and pushback. There's a picture on there as well with a bunch of young black children holding weapons. This is your flyer.
Yeah. Yeah, the fact
is this the one that was put up in Nanticoke that a lot of people talked about? Was this one of the particular flyers?
Yeah, I believe so, yes. It was put up in Nanticoke and South Wilkes-Barre.
So when you say stop the white flight, what do you mean by that?
Well, the flyer that was posted didn't say stop white flight, it said stop moving away and push back. That was taken off a flyer from Philadelphia, because Philadelphia is a tremendous amount of white flight, and the neighbors are getting more non-white, and there's more crime in them neighborhoods, and the people are just getting moved and pushed in the corner of Philadelphia. My main goal is I don't want Wilkes-Barre or Scranton to turn into another Philadelphia or Detroit, because you go down to them cities, they're pretty much unlivable. The crime rate in Philadelphia this past year, I think they get the highest rate of murders this year, 2008 and 2007. So I don't want this to happen up here in Wilkes-Barre. It's a nice area up here, and we got to find pragmatic solutions to do this, and not put blinders on. And if white says a certain race is doing a high proportion of this crime, they shouldn't be afraid to say it without getting labeled racist or white supremacist.
We'll talk more about that when we come back. We're going to take a break right now, Steve. Before we go, let's stop by the news desk and check in with Candace. Candace?
It's all about you with WYOU Interactive.
Welcome back. Our interactive topic, an inside look into a skinhead group, the Keystone State Skinheads. You can join us by sending us an email or giving us a phone call like Claire from Williamsport. Claire, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
What's your question tonight?
It's not my question, it's my statement. I